Good morning. Sorry, not Marcus today. First time I'm streaming this early. Hope everyone's doing well. What's up, Canada? How's it going, man? Yeah, Marcus is on vacation, I guess, for the next like 6 days. So working your ass off, huh? Yeah, I still haven't heard from Keith yet, so I don't really know what his status is today. So I did talk to Peter. I guess Peter is reestablishing at a friend's place at some point today, so I'll probably be working a few shifts for him later tonight, just to kind of help out. And I'm not actually sure exactly what time I'm going to be done tonight, so we'll see. But yeah, waiting to hear from Keith just to see, I guess, what his schedule's like today. I'm pretty good, man. Pretty good. Slept pretty decent overnight, so I think I'm ready to go. Got the coffee on. I noticed that none of our controller resources are working right now, which is partially not a good thing. Can't get to that website. So obviously power is still down at our main office location. Yeah, also the TeamSpeak is still down. Yeah, we lost power last night, Canada, at the office. Keith, Peter, and basically the office all lost power, and they don't know how long it's going to take for it to come back. So it's kind of not a good thing. And like I said, I still haven't heard from Keith, so I have no idea if he's even going to be able to work a couple shifts this afternoon that he's scheduled for. So I might actually just be working straight through until pretty much like mid evening tonight. I really don't know at this point. Yeah, only person I've heard from so far is Peter. So why aren't those resources in the cloud on Amazon? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess they for a long time they've been talking about moving that stuff to I guess our West Coast server location, like which is I guess where like all of the actual network itself is running off of. But I'm not sure why that hasn't happened yet. I really don't know what the story is there. I'm not really let into the loop that much, so. But yeah, you would think that that would probably be a good idea to relocate some of that stuff. Finds Keith's email to have discussion. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that there. I mean, what was it like last week or something? We were having issues though too with like the Amazon stuff too, and so like the network itself was acting funny. It was down for quite a while. Yeah, like I said, I'm not into the loop on that stuff enough, so I really don't know exactly where things are located or why they're in certain locations versus others. Got the network engineer out of you. All right. Well, you know who to email, so I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. So I figure I'll stream for a couple hours this morning just for the hell of it and see how things go. I'm not sure if I'm working, past noon Central Time or not for the time being. So I guess we'll just see how this unfolds today. It was completely dead last night. I talked to one pilot during the 4 hours that I worked last night. I can only presume some of that was due to the weather out on the East Coast. So I'm not sure, really have no idea what's going to be going on today. I'm not sure, what the status of that storm is really. But it was dead last night, completely dead. Basically hoping that today's not going to be a repeat of yesterday because yesterday was pretty brutal during the day. Um, the recordings pretty much speak for themselves, the ones that are at least available still on the website, especially from the West. It was everybody was riding the struggle bus in the West yesterday. It was definitely not a fun morning to mid-afternoon to be working. Um, yeah, you want to hear frustrated AJ on the radio, just go pull those recordings, that's for sure. Not a good time. the I don't know. I'm not sure what was really going on yesterday. Just people were not doing things right at all. Looks like we just have one on the ground at Phoenix right now, so I'm just waiting for somebody to give us a call here. Sometimes the first hour on here can be ridiculously slow on West. Generally speaking, though, within the first hour, it starts to pick up at some point. So hopefully sooner rather than later, because it time goes by incredibly slow when there's nothing to do. It really does. It's not fun. It's sometimes it's if it's too slow, it's not fun. If it's too busy, it's not fun. But trying to find that middle point. One thing that I do want to start doing is thinking about what the next giveaway should be. I was actually thinking about doing something more, I guess, not so much X-Plane oriented, because I do have a lot of followers on the channel that actually are, P3D avid P3D users. So I was thinking about trying to come up with something else here next time that's a little bit more neutral road oriented for giveaway. So part of my thoughts were to maybe dive into scenery. Of course, I'm not 100% sure what's new out there.
What up?
Hey, what's going on?
What's happening?
Oh, just trying to stream with you
Uh,
right here, setting up my flight.
oh, nice. Yeah, I just started the stream this morning here too. There's nothing going on yet, but
Oh my
I'm on
gosh,
a
dude, it is
stream here
snowing
as well.
so hard in Boston right now while I'm fueling my plane, dude. Oh my.
Is it
Okay, give
really?
me a number 1 through 7.
7.
7.
Opening cards right now.
Oh, great.
It's gonna be a
Aviationweather.gov
good
is down.
flight. My GSX is working at Boston now.
Once you get over the snow, it's going to be a good flight.
Yeah, it is literally
Oh
like you
no,
can
it's
barely
working
see
now.
the other side of the
Okay.
airport. This active sky is producing so much snow right now. Wow. I didn't think it was supposed to be this bad. My buddy Bob that lives out, well, I guess this is Boston, but he lives in upstate New York. He said that they downgraded the storm a lot. Surely didn't on.
Upstate New York is further north than Boston.
Oh yeah, I
He
guess.
should get shit on more.
And he's not, because he also lives closer to a somewhat by a lake too, that they get lake effect. And he said they downgraded it. Was only supposed they were only supposed to get like 2 or 3 inches now, and
Here's
they
the
were supposed to
current
get like
status
10
of
before.
the system here if this ever decides to load. It's
Less than
definitely,
three,
aviation weather's been a little
get up in
laggy.
strength or something. I don't know. How's your stream this morning, AJ? You got anybody on there?
No, not yet. I mean, yeah, there's people on the stream, so just heads up with language.
Yep,
But
yep.
yeah, it's just there's no traffic yet. It was
I got
dead.
watch.
It was dead last night, man. I had one plane that I worked during the 4 hour shift that I worked last night after market. That was
Oh,
it.
well,
I suspect that the weather is really impacting a lot of our user base that's in the Northeast.
yep.
So here's what we're looking at.
Oh, I got mirrors to watch on. I'll
Definitely moved
use
on
those mirrors.
through New Jersey, New York metro area. That's for sure.
I have a mirror right here, so we're good. heck movie is this?
Hey, what's up, Edward Lang? How's it going?
Pacific Rim Uprising, huh? Wow.
I didn't know they made another movie from that.
It's coming out in March 23rd.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen the first one. I heard it was good. I mean, I heard it was okay.
I'm liking Longmire. I got to talk to Barry about that. I'm glad he mentioned that one. It's pretty good. Yeah.
I know I will too as soon as I start watching it because it's that style of show that I like.
Well, part of the reason I like it too, as silly as this sounds from an aviation standpoint, it's 2 million without power in the Northeast. Somebody just said on my stream. Holy cow! That's okay.
A lot.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Probably going to be a little slow today. That's good to hear. That's good to hear, Edward.
Gotta start loading other stuff here.
Yeah, well, I can't remember. I lost my train of thought here. What I was saying, but yeah, Longmire's pretty good. Part of the reason I like watching Longmire is actually because I'm actually learning how to pronounce like names of VORs and stuff that are in Wyoming. So, because they mention town names, and I'm like, oh, I've been saying that wrong this whole time.
Oh, really?
So it's kind of funny. I like finding shows where it's like I can learn about the local area a little bit from like the Western U.S. operating area, so I can learn how to pronounce some of these names a little bit more accurately.
Sure.
Dang driver, how's it going? Morning.
My problem with with Flight Sim Commander, if I didn't tell you already.
What's up?
Well, I went onto the forum today, Active Sky, I keep saying Active Sky, the Flight Sim Commander forum, and right on there, like on Monday, that Volkner guy, the guy that created, says there's something going on with the way that their data's put out now, VATSIM, that he has to rework the whole file structure to get Flight Sim Commander to recognize it again. So it's like affected.
Okay.
It affects every version of Flight Sim Commander, which means no real-time data as we fly right now can't be tagged on Flight Sim Commander like we usually are.
Yeah. Okay.
So stupid.
Probably some security thing that they've put in place. So.
Patient, so I'm sure they're working on it, but hopefully it doesn't take long. I mean, it's kind of a, I don't know, kind of a moot, whatever.
Were you gonna come do a flight, Jeff, in the West, or what's going on there?
I'm setting up in Boston right now, dude.
I'm okay.
In San Francisco.
I'll probably be on if you want to jump on PilotEdge for the second half of the flight.
Yeah, I'll have to see what's. Yeah, absolutely.
So, because I guarantee you're not going to have much in the way of coverage on VATSIM this time of day.
No, not at all. I'm sure not. No. But once I get close to Denver, then I can see about hopping on PilotEdge. We'll see if my sim lasts that long too.
Yeah, if you guys never thought about that before too, some of you guys are VATSIM users. You can start your flight on VATSIM. Like if you're flying outside of the coverage area, start your flight on VATSIM. So that's what my buddy Jeff's talking about doing here. You could do that. Fly on VATSIM until you hit our coverage area, and then connect up. And
at least I found
hey Dan, thanks for the thank you, dude. Appreciate the resub. Thanks so much, man. I always appreciate the support. Tier 3 sub. Thank you, sir.
Holy cow.
Always good to have you on board. Hope your morning is going well. Yeah, if you guys didn't think about that, let me mute Jeff here. He's getting a little loud for me. So, all right. Anyways, so what you can do is, like, and this is what my buddy Jeff is doing. He's going to start in Boston on VATSIM, fly, obviously westbound. Once he hits the coverage area, he'll probably disconnect from VATSIM and then get on PilotEdge and fly the rest of the flight on here. So it's real easy to do that too, especially with the way that the standalone clients work now. All you have to do is just disconnect from VATSIM, open up the PilotEdge client, connect to PilotEdge, and you're good to go. So we do have quite a few users that do that. We have people that will start a flight within our coverage area too, and they'll fly East Coast or something, and then as soon as we kick them, once they hit our airspace boundary, terminate radar service, they'll disconnect from here and jump on VATSIM. I've seen that quite a few times from a number of users that like to use both networks, and that way it gets you the best experience of both networks too. So if you guys have been thinking about like PilotEdge and stuff, and you're like, well, I don't like that it's such a small coverage area. It's like, well, just find a way to make it work for you. So it's just food for thought too. If you don't have the coverage on VATSIM, it's you have options. So. But yeah, no Marcus today, guys. Sorry. I guess he's on vacation for the next 6 days, so it's just It's just going to be, well, I figured I'd jump on just to see how the morning crowd is on here. I mean, obviously, we clearly have no traffic right now, which is, I have a suspicion is due to the issues on the East Coast right now. So I guess we'll see if this starts picking up. I do see an aircraft on the ground at Phoenix right now. I've just been kind of looking at the map a little bit just to see who's connected. But even LA is dead right now. There's like 3 planes on down there. Geneva's working LA Center. But yeah, it's looking like a slow morning again too, kind of like last night. Last night is the slowest weeknight that I have worked in. It has got to be at least 3 months, if not longer, since I've had a shift that long where I've only talked to one plane. We're talking a 4-hour stretch last night, and I talked to one aircraft that flew from an airport, I think it was Payne Field to Boeing Field. That was it. So we're talking like, a 10-minute flight. That's the only person I talked to last night. And of course, Goldie was getting busy down there before it closed in ZLA, but everybody was pretty much just flying down there. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe people just don't want to fly with AJ. That could also be too. So I know Chili's supposed to be on this morning. I don't know. I don't see him lurking around in the chat yet, but usually he gets on to do a flight sometime here in the morning. And now that he's opened back up into the west, I'm sure he'll be on here. He did say last night he was going to be on. So I would expect to see him at some point. I don't think that this is him, actually, that's on the ground. And oh, maybe it is. Okay, maybe that is him, actually, on the ground. Okay. All right. Yeah, because I recognize the name. So, all right, so I guess Chili is on. Chili is probably setting up right now at Phoenix.
You talking or the liquor, Randy?
Edward, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome to the frequency.
I am the liquor.
I will do a flight, but I require readouts of my altitude and ground speed every 60 seconds. Really? Okay. Well, I might need more coffee for that. I did put on a pot, so I've actually got almost the whole pot poured into my 32-ounce Amazon seller support mug, which I love this thing, by the way. They gave this to us. It's a really nice Tervis tumbler. And yeah, anyways, I'm ready to go today because I think Keith is not going to be able to work his shifts today that he was on the schedule for. So I'm prepared for this to be a pretty long day today. I'm expecting to be working basically from network open up until probably at this point maybe 9 o'clock Central Time at least. So because looking at the availability on the schedule. So this is probably going to be a pretty long day. So those of you guys that are planning to fly, you're going to have to probably bear with me. I may have to step off for a few minutes just to take a little breather here and there, depending on how the day goes. Probably pick up something to eat, get some more coffee going. So we'll have to see because basically we have 3 controllers that are out on vacation right now. R. Graves, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome to the frequency. Am I going to stream the whole day? I don't know. I guess we'll just play it by ear. So I figured I would just start it out this morning just to see what kind of crowd we get since Marcus isn't around. Because I've never done a stream this early before. Generally speaking, I don't start until mid-afternoon earliest. But I was up early enough today. I was like, you know what, screw it. And I was like, well, we'll go ahead and jump on here and see. We'll see what's going on. So I'm also, because of this power issue too, guys, I'm not sure about the VATSIM stream tomorrow night. There's a chance that they may need me on here tomorrow night. So there's a chance that I may have to actually bump that VATSIM stream. So depending on how the pool tournament goes on Saturday, if I do get back here early enough and there aren't other plans that my team wants to do dinner-wise or later, depending on how the day unfolds, if I get back here, maybe we'll do something on Saturday night. I'm not sure. I can't promise. Kind of set that day aside anyways for the pool tournament. So that's going to be kind of an off limits day for me for the most part. So I'm not sure. Tomorrow night may also be PilotEdge. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream a whole lot tomorrow. I haven't really decided yet. So I guess we'll just kind of see how the day unfolds as well. A lot of this is again due to the power issues and the fact that we have a bunch of controllers that are out of service right now. So if I'm going to be on until 9, you will come fly. Cool. Okay. Jim Rodeo. Hi, Marcus. Yeah, look a little different. Sorry, guys. Lost about 10 years in age. Controllers on vacation. How rude. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And actually, one of them is not on vacation by choice. One of our controllers has he lost a family member. So that's I'm not actually sure how long he's going to be out for. To be honest with you guys. So two of them are. I think out on vacation right now, and then Keith and Peter are pretty much like out of service for parts of the day because of this whole power outage issue on the East Coast. So really not good. I'm like the only one that's here. So Billy Shears, thanks for the host, man. Appreciate that. Welcome viewers from Billy Stream. Yeah, Marcus is on vacation, I guess, until next Wednesday. I think that's what I was told anyway. Tuesday or Wednesday. Actually, I guess we can look at the schedule here. I can see next week's schedule. That just popped out today. So, oh yeah, how do you guys like my shirt? I'm wearing my Cirrus parachute. Shoot happens, and then I don't know how well you can read it from there. It's kind of an older shirt too. I had this from back when I used to work for Cirrus, but just says shoot happens, and then underneath it says live with it. So figured I'd wear something aviation geeky today. Older shirt, but yeah, good times. And it's an SR-22 with the parachute popped. So no, it's not Marcus. No, Marcus is his family's fine as far as I'm aware. So it's another controller that we have that lost a family member. So, but yeah, he's taking some personal time for that. So, and I'm sure when he feels like discussing that and stuff, he will. What am I looking for here? Schedule. Let's take a look at next week here. When does Marcus come back? Oh yeah, Marcus is out till Wednesday of next week. So yeah, Wednesday of next week. So he doesn't. Yeah, Wednesday morning. So yeah, there's a lot of open availability on the schedule because of that. So next week is probably going to be a pretty busy week for me too. And then yeah, our other controller comes back next week too. So he is back starting on Sunday, which is good. So things start to improve on the schedule next week. But yeah, they were saying last night, Peter's email said that they think that the office might be without power for a number of days. We're not talking hours here, we're talking days. So, hey, Uncertified Pilot, how's it going? Thanks for the follow, appreciate that. Welcome to the frequency. Good morning, guys. If you guys are PilotEdge members, feel free to jump on and fly in the West. I don't know how many of you guys actually have Western subscriptions, but we're just waiting for somebody to call at this point. I see Will Chili is lurking around, sitting on the ground in Phoenix right now. I was able to spy on him on the map real quick. So I see that he is connected right now. That's Chili. So he's sitting on the ground in Phoenix. I'm assuming he's preparing for a flight. He's probably streaming too, I would imagine. Or actually, maybe he's not. Or not yet, anyways. But he did tell me he was going to do a flight this morning, so. Can I shoot you a question instead? Yeah, go ahead. Feel free. Yeah, Chili stream is Chili Willy's, I believe. I don't know if there's any numbers in it. I don't see him on just yet, so he might actually be setting up still. Because this is early in the morning for him. He was up kind of late last night, too. Because, shoot, I threw a host to Ruben last night after midnight when we finally realized we were done seeing traffic. And then I know he was sitting on Ruben's stream for a little while. That's Mach 3 Lounge. Chili Willy's, yeah. I didn't know if there was any numbers in it or not. I couldn't remember. So, but need more coffee. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, man. I'm drinking coffee. I may even need to go grind up some more coffee. Actually, have a grinder out there and stuff on the fresh beans. It's and nothing's better than that in the morning. I'd like to practice approaches under VFR on PilotEdge. I'm not quite sure how to request them and what to expect when I do. Would very much appreciate some information. All right, so yeah, that's a pretty common request, man. We see that as a bean grinder. Yeah. Um, anyways, mind out of the gutter. It's actually pretty easy on certified pilot. All you need to do is like if you're just flying, VFR, all you would need to do is make a request with like approach control and just say, hey, we'd like to, you know, fly like a practice ILS approach to whatever airport, and nothing really changes on your end other than you're not going to be provided with IFR separation services. So, and we'll make that clear to you in the clearance, in the approach clearance or the approach approval. So, generally speaking, like the terminology you're going to get from us is like practice approach approved, maintain VFR, no separation services provided. If it happens to be in a Class C or a Class B airspace, Bravo or Charlie airspace, you will get separation services, so we'll admit that phrase, but we're still going to tell you to maintain VFR. So you can pretty much execute the approach at your discretion, but just maintaining VFR conditions. So it's pretty straightforward. And then you would just tell us your intentions, like what are you planning on doing? Are you planning on flying published mist? Are you you're looking for vectors for an approach? If we can actually provide vectors for the approach, otherwise we may have to have you proceed to an initial approach fix to fly the full procedure at your discretion, pretty much. So we have a guy that requests that quite a bit in the evenings. Actually, he flies in NorCal up near McClellan Field, and I'm pretty sure the guy is like in training for his instrument rating in reality. And he does that pretty frequently on the network. Actually, he will depart VFR and then he'll call us in the air for practice approaches and stuff at a lot of airports around Sacramento. But if it's VFR conditions, he'll do it VFR because he knows that it's actually easier for us, so we don't have to really worry about him too much. And especially since our video maps right now for NorCal really don't include a lot of the final approach courses that he would prefer vectors for. Basically, he'll just be like, we'd like to fly the ILS such and such approach to McClellan Airport, and we'll pick it up from such and such fix for the full procedure with the ARC or something. So we'll just approve it. Practice approach approved, maintain VFR, report established on the final approach course inbound, no separation services provided. He'll let us know his intentions. He'll be like, hey, we're going to come back to you on the missed approach and request something at Sacramento Executive. So it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, you can still practice a missed approach too. You might get alternate instructions sometimes. I mean, not always. He goes missed most of the time. Usually he'll fly a full stop back from wherever he starts. So, kind of just depends. All right. So my hope today is that this morning and the afternoon goes a lot better than yesterday because it was really quite a challenge yesterday. Let's see. This guy wants to go to Salt Lake City. X-Plane 11 VR6. Interesting. Looks like Reno is in fact south, so we may have to change the departure procedure here. See what the wind is showing. It's kind of down the middle. So Interesting. Reality, Reno's actually south right now. Just looking at FlightAware, which would require a change of the departure procedure here, so that we would end up going Zephyr 6. Blackjack. So not a huge change, just the departure procedure. Yeah, it's pretty common for people to, people like if you're IFR and training and stuff, it's actually a lot easier to just fly the approaches under VFR conditions. Honestly, even for ATC too, it's a lot easier because of the separation minima. One last question: basic piloted service area include charted visual approach procedures at some airports? Yeah, it does. There's quite a few charted visuals actually. So if you're talking about like ZLA, so the basic PE service area, I mean, see, they're both standalone, so it depends. Like the West, there's a lot. I actually don't even know how many. I know like San Francisco is an example of airport that has them. I think Seattle. I'm sure there's others that I'm missing. There's a few though, and then ZLA. I know LA has them for sure. I'm trying to think who else might have charted visual procedures. There's probably some others down there as well. I know LA definitely has a couple. Um, I'm not sure who else has them down there. Burbank Scout, yeah, that's right. The stacks visual, 4 stacks visual. There's probably others too. In the West, I'm not exactly sure how many there are. There's got to be quite a few. Aspen, there's one up there. But yeah, also, I guess I'd recommend that to you, uncertified pilot, is maybe pulling up a live ATC feed or something and listening for practice approaches and like how the pilots are requesting them. I can tell you from my personal experience, like when I trained, when I did flight training at Embry-Riddle in Daytona Beach, and I'm dating myself here. We're talking, this is in excess of 10 years ago, closer to like 12 years ago. We used to depart. We had like a local procedure with Daytona Tracon, or a local letter of agreement, where we would they would give us a clearance that sounded like an IFR clearance, but we were actually under visual conditions, and it was LOA'd that way. So they wouldn't actually tell us, maintain VFR. They would give us what sounded like an IFR clearance, but we were expected to maintain VFR conditions. Now, you're not going to get that on here, but that was like how we did it there. And it was pretty much just like, we would give them a list of everything on the ground. So departing Daytona Class Charlie, we would say, hey, Riddle 412 requesting local IFR clearance. First practice approach will be ILS 7 left, followed by a missed approach, followed by VOR runway such and such to Ormond Beach, followed by a missed approach, followed by holding over Ormond Beach at such and such altitude. So we'd give them a whole list, like a laundry list, and they would write it down on a strip, and then they would kind of have an idea of what we were planning. So you could do that too. You could kind of give us like a
Reno
list.
clearance, good morning, Delta 2705, information Mike, IFR to Salt Lake City, please.
Delta 2705, Reno clearance, good morning. We're actually south at Reno today, so it's just a full route clearance with the initial departure change. Cleared to Salt Lake City International Airport, Zephyr 6 departure, Blackjack transition, that's Bravo, Lima, Kilo, Juliet, Kilo. Direct Battle Mountain, then is filed. Climb via the SID, squawk 5236.
Clear to Salt Lake City, Zephyr 6 departure, Blackjack transition, direct to Battle Mountain, VOR, then as filed, climb via SID and squawk 5236. Delta 2705.
Delta 2705 readback, correct? What's up, Goldsy? How's it going? What's up, Jackal? How's it going, man? Jack, are you coming to, you're going to be in Vegas, right? I haven't really talked to you a whole lot lately. I haven't seen you around much. It's probably just the time of our streaming. Sweet, dude. Yeah, so we'll have to get the Kraken together. I know Rush will be there, so that means we need at least 3 bottles of Kraken right there. And that's just for the first night. So somebody needs to bring the, oh, nice, dude. Okay, you're going to have a booth? Awesome. Somebody needs to bring the, we need the lightsabers, too. Thursday to Monday. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I'll be there Wednesday night through Monday, so that's pretty similar. We get in late Wednesday night. I think like our flight, if everything's on time, we should get in like around 9:15 p.m. or something. So it gives us a part of the night, I guess, to enjoy, and then all day Thursday night, obviously, and then Friday into Saturday and Sunday will be the convention. What's up, Stanky? How's it going? Maverick, what's going on? So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be good. So I got my flights all booked. Thanks to your guys' help with that. So we got some cool stuff planned there. It should be good. I'm not sure exactly how much time I'm going to be spending with PilotEdge there. I would imagine I'll probably be at the booth for some of the convention, but I do have plans to actually do some content, to do some of my own content and stuff while I'm there. So I'd like to put together some YouTube videos and interview with some of the different entities that are going to be there and stuff, and just kind of give you guys like a perspective of what's going on from Ground Point Niner. So that's kind of the plan when we go there too. So I'm not just there for PilotEdge. I'm also there for myself as well. So and my own content, my own brand. So the plan is to actually get some shirts made up too. I definitely want to do that. That's in the works. We are talking to some people about that. Trying to think what else is going on. Yeah, I'm looking for input. So if you guys want to see something in particular for the next giveaway, like if you guys have an interest in a certain area of some type of scenery or some type of website that's good for getting content from and stuff, because we did that $25 X-Plane gift card was that last week. So I'd like to do the next one sometime within the next month here. That's ideally the plan. So we'll get the nautical miles back up and stuff for you guys. Denver to Phoenix, and I don't like how SimBrief does this. It's again it's the traditional SID, but the guy is Slant Lima, and then he's on the RNAV arrival. So it's like, why do we not just use the RNAV departure? This is why it's like I really prefer people check over the SimBrief routings and stuff, because it just doesn't make sense to file it half traditional and half RNAV. So I'm going to change this guy over to
RVSM, Romeo Victor, Sierra Mike.
I'm going to change this over to the RNAV departure.
Have to do with that?
I got to figure out what goes to Blue Mesa here. Hang on. Cores. I don't think it's the cores. Got to look at which departure this is that takes him out to Blue Mesa. Red table. That's not it. Actually, we can probably make this easier.
Reno clearance, good morning. Piedmont 107, looking for our IFR to McCarran, Las Vegas.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the call sign. I heard 107 calling Reno clearance. I don't have a flight plan on file out of Reno.
Papa Delta Tango 107. Do you have that?
Papa Delta Tango 107 negative. No flight plan on file.
Okay, thank you.
Papa Delta Tango. Isn't that Piedmont? Or is that PDT? That's PDT, isn't it? Oops. Yeah, so PDT is supposed to be Python, I guess. That's not confusing. And that one's not even located in our database here. So, okay. Generally speaking, I think departures coming out of Denver for Phoenix usually take the solar departure, if I'm not mistaken. Solar 3 day, Gallop, and then Eagle 6. So we can actually make this routing a hell of a lot easier. So Solar 3, Gallop, Eagle 6, or day.
Denver clearance, United 1114, request clearance to Phoenix with India.
At 1114, Denver clearance, roger. Full route clearance, cleared to Phoenix Airport, Solar 3 departure. Day transition, that's Delta, Alpha, Alpha, Yankee, Echo. Direct Gallop, and then the Eagle 6 arrival. Climb via the SID, accept maintain 10,000, squawk 5331. Just in time there. This is what they're using right now. So, United 1114 full route clearance, cleared to Phoenix Airport. Solar 3 departure. That's Solar, as in Sierra Oscar Lima Alpha Romeo. Day transition, Delta Alpha Alpha Yankee Echo. Direct Gallop, Eagle 6 arrival. Climb via the SID, accept maintain 10,000, squawk 5331.
Clear to Phoenix via the Solar 3 departure to day transition, direct to Gallop. The Eagle 6 arrival, climb via the SID to 10,000, squawk 5331.
United 1114, read back correct. I don't know what Denver is doing right now. It looks like 25. United 1114, expect runway 25 for departure. Denver is north. Okay, so we're going with the Eagle
Reno
flight.
clearance,
Yes.
good morning again. This is American Eagle Echo Golf Foxtrot 107 requesting IFR to McCarran. Just filed it.
All right, Eagle Flight 107, Roger. Yeah, if you were looking, the previous call sign you had, I think it was Papa Tango Delta. If you were looking for Piedmont, that's Papa Tango, or that should be Papa Delta Tango. Echo Golf Foxtrot's actually Eagle Flight, which is no longer in existence. But if you want to use that, I'm okay with it. So that should be Eagle Flight. Just be advised of that. Clearance is on request. Standby.
Roger that. Thank you. I'll use Eagle Flight for this one. Thanks a lot.
Yep. Except for 6 pesky LIDAT. Routing looks good. Altitude looks fine. 210.
United 1114, can I get the runway one more time?
United 1114, runway 25.
Runway 25.
And I gotta change Denver's weather here too, because that's not reflecting the correct runways either. Eagle Flight 107, clear to Las Vegas McCarran Airport, Zephyr 6 departure, pesky transition, then is filed. Climb via the SID, squawk 6173.
All right, cleared to McCarran via the Zephyr 6 departure. And sorry, I'm just going to have to get that transition once more. We're going to climb via the SID squawk 6173, Eagle Flight 107.
Eagle Flight 107, roger. It's the pesky transition. That's Papa Echo Sierra Kilo Echo as filed.
Pesky transition. Thank you, American Eagle Flight, rather, 107.
Eagle Flight 107, read back correct. Get this weather changed for Denver. All right, so let me get back to the chat here, guys. Sorry. Final question: can I request sidestep approaches to, for example, at Los Angeles in a 172? Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem either. They may just, change to clear to land runway 25 right or something. 25 right's closed right now, but just as an example. Get a PE sponsor, or get PE to sponsor a limited membership. Get PE to sponsor a limited membership. I'm not sure what exactly you're referring to there. Yeah, Tim, I changed him over to the RNAV because honestly, what he had filed was not the most efficient routing to get there. And again, what I tend to do is I'll just go jump on FlightAware and I'll see what's in use. Like I'll take a look at like 3 flights that are most recent and ones that are like in the air or just departing, just to see what they're using. And typically, it's like I'm pretty familiar with the routes between Denver and Phoenix. That's a pretty common run on PilotEdge. Generally speaking, aircraft are going to take the solar departure, especially if there's like no weather that's a factor anywhere between Phoenix and Denver, which right now there is not. So it's the most efficient for him to actually come out on the solar departure today, direct to Gallup and the Eagle 6. It's way more efficient than coming out to Blue Mesa and then back down. Honestly, it's probably save him at least 10 minutes of flying time. Yeah, and honestly, what he had filed before was the Rockies 3, and again, I don't like how SimBrief does that. Like, SimBrief will it'll spit out a route that's half um, traditional and half RNAV. And, like, so what I mean by that is, like, the SID will be um, non-RNAV, it'll be traditional SID, followed by an RNAV arrival. And it doesn't make sense. If your plane is RNAV capable, fly the whole thing RNAV. Seriously, it's easier for everybody. So, yeah, and it's not just Denver. I see it from a lot of different places too. SimBrief.
Salt Lake Center, Skyhawk 26292.
Remember 26292 Salt Lake Center?
26292, 47 miles east of Bravo Victor Lima VOR en route to Milford. Request VFR advisories cruise altitude 11,500.
Remember 26292 Roger Squawk 2220 maintain VFR.
2220 maintaining VFR 26292.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, what I always do whenever I'm doing a flight on VATSIM or even on PilotEdge for that matter, I'll take a look at like what routes are in use on FlightAware. Honestly, that's like you're going to get the most realistic and most accurate information off of something like that. So I usually take a look just to see what the actual like flights are using. The only time FlightAware is not going to be helpful is if like you're flying something that's you know maybe GA between two obscure airports that normally people don't fly between. You're not going to really have any luck. You'll have to figure things out by yourself at that point. Remember, 26292 is radar contact. 30 miles east of Bonneville, altitude indicates 1,500. Maintain VFR, and I'll show Milford as your destination. Verify your type again. That was a Skyhawk.
This is a Skyhawk 172.
Let's see if I can get him. Skyhawk 292, Roger. Wendover, altimeter is 3012.
3012 6292.
And it will commonly put you on a point. Yeah, I've even seen it too, where it's like Phoenix is another problem airport where I see issues with people using SimBrief. There's one in particular, a routing between Phoenix and San Francisco, where it spits out a departure procedure, puts no endpoint on it, and then it just skips directly to the next fix. And it's like, you can tell, it's so easy to tell people that are actually planning and looking at the routes versus just simply jumping on SimBrief and going, we're just going to go with this, and not paying attention to the charts or looking at anything for that matter. And that's super frustrating, actually, especially when you see that on a repetitive basis. Yeah, top routes as well. Yeah, from PUware. Also, I mean, you have that on FlightAware too, if I'm not mistaken, something similar to that. yeah, subscription to ForeFlight. Yeah, I don't personally have that, but I guess you guys would know better than me. Yeah, and like I said,
Phoenix clearance, good morning. FedEx 1777 radio check.
FedEx 1777 Phoenix clearance. Good morning, loud and clear. There's Chili.
Roger, thanks. Harry 5x5 as well as FedEx 1777.
There's Chili. Chili's here. Radio check. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? Can't hear a thing he says behind those shades. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, no word. I don't have any word from Keith yet. I'm periodically just checking my email here to see what's going on with him. So again, I'm not sure if he's in a position to be able to work his 2 shifts that he's on the schedule for or not. So really don't know. I understand he lost power at his house last night too. I've only heard from Peter. Haven't received any news from him. All right, so we got a few departures now. No one's really moving yet, but looks like we got somebody on their way up to Portland here as well, and somebody with flight following request. Typically, this is like a normal morning for me on West. The first hour, usually like nothing going on. People start filing towards the end of the hour, and then it starts picking up in the second hour. I'm not sure like how Marcus' stream usually goes on West on Wednesdays. I'm usually fast asleep through most of his Wednesday streaming, so because that's my day to sleep in. Flaps up Europe sounds good. No, not yet, Tim. I'm assuming we're not going to hear anything probably for a few days at least, especially with the power outage issue. Probably, I would expect soon though. I would expect probably within the next week we'll hear something about that. I have no idea what my availability is going to be for that type of stuff. I guess we'll have to figure it out because generally speaking, I don't work on the weekends, and that seems to be when most of these events are occurring is like on a Friday or Saturday. Those are typically not days for me to normally be working on PilotEdge, at least in the evenings. So I guess we'll find out. Generally speaking, I don't work till Sunday later in the day. So I mean, unless they try to plan something around that, it should be Western based. From what I understand, I'm just not sure when they're planning on doing it or where. I will try to be around for it, but no guarantees.
Reno ground, good morning. Delta 2705 at the terminal with information Oscar ready for taxi.
Delta 2705 Reno ground, runway 16 right, taxi via Alpha.
Runway 16 right, taxi via Alpha. Delta 2705.
Casper clearance,
Yeah.
United 1399, looking to pick up IFR to Salt Lake.
United 1399 Casper clearance, good morning. United 1399 heavy Casper clearance, good morning. Cleared to Salt Lake City Airport, Alco 6 departure, Cherokee transition, then is filed. Climb via the SID. Maintain a 14,000, 14,000, squawk 7472.
Alright, Roger,
going
United
off muscle
1399
memory on
Heavy
that
is
top
cleared to
altitude
Salt Lake
because
City
I don't have access to the
Airport to Alpha
SOPs.
6
Casper's
departure.
not an
Trailing
airport that
transition
I'm
then is filed.
super
Plan via
familiar
safe,
with.
maintain 14,000 squawk 7472 for United 1399 Heavy.
United 1399 Heavy readback, correct. Haven't worked a whole lot of traffic into Casper, honestly. Casper has been probably one of the more dead release airports that we've had. And I've got to go off muscle memory for a lot of this stuff today because I can't access the SOP. That's all down with the TeamSpeak and everything else that crashed at the office last night with the power outage. So, not really the greatest news. Yeah, it should be Western U.S., and I'm not sure what they're planning to do for this one. So I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. I would imagine if they're going to plan something, they're probably going to want me involved with it. I'm sure because, partially with the staffing. So, but I've got this weekend. I've got a pool tournament on Saturday. Next weekend, I got to take time off on Sunday because I have a pool tournament on Sunday. So we're at the end of the year for the pool leagues. So I'm wrapping up everything with end of the year tournaments and stuff. But I should be done with tournaments after next week. So on the weekends, anyways. So after that, then everything will calm down after that. So how in depth are the SOPs? They're pretty in depth for the airports that we provide top-down coverage to. They're pretty significantly in depth. Again, a lot of it too just comes down to if I don't see traffic at the airport for a period of time, I tend to forget things. I mean, that's natural. So Casper is an airport that I do not often see traffic coming into or out of, for that matter. That's been one of the more quiet airports. So I think the top altitude's 14 on it. Not 100% sure. It doesn't say on the chart. I just think that's what we're supposed to assign. Kind of just have to wing it. Five feet deep or so of snow. So you need your swimming license to control on PilotEdge. Yeah. Yeah, and this same system that's gone through the East Coast is what hit us earlier this week and dumped about 6 inches of snow on us as well as some ice. So Monday into Tuesday was definitely interesting. Could have been a lot worse, I think, up here, but the roads and stuff were definitely super icy. A lot of accidents. A couple people died on I-29, I think, slip and slide situations.
Reno Tower, good morning. Delta 2705 is holding short. Runway 16 right, ready for takeoff.
Delta 2705, Reno Tower, runway 16 right. Cleared for takeoff. Wind 320 at 9er, gust 16.
Cleared for takeoff 16 right. Delta 2705.
Chili's flying a departure that I have actually never assigned out of Phoenix before. Foothills. Yeah, I wouldn't count on Salt Lake because we already used Salt Lake, so I don't know. I could see it being like maybe Denver or something. That's by crash and PilotEdge on landing. Obviously, the tower now. How serious would they be taken? Well, probably just going to say something like roll. We can roll the trucks for you. I mean, there's not really a whole lot we can do in terms of simulation of that level of an emergency. I mean, if you crash, you crash. I mean, there's not really a whole lot we can actually do. I can't physically send trucks out to your location or anything to that matter. Not that it wouldn't be taken seriously, but that's about the extent of what we could say. There's not really a whole lot in the simulation environment you can do to, get more detailed than that, unfortunately. Unless you're going to get a bunch of your buddies to get on and connect as fire trucks or something, which I've seen Max do before. Serious Max. So, Delta 2705, contact NorCal departure.
NorCal departure, Delta 270.
You suck at landing approved. Well, that might be like, hashtag mean Marcus.
NorCal departure, good morning, Delta 2705, 7,000 feet climbing fly level 190.
Delta 2705, NorCal departure, radar contact. There's a video of cats here. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I'm sure that's worth a laugh or two. Yeah, the last West event that we did with Salt Lake, I was not able to do a whole lot for that. I worked ground for a little bit just to take some relief off of Marcus since he was working tower. But it was kind of at a rough time just because I was in the midst of family events and stuff. I was in Florida. I'll have to take a look at it later. Thanks.
Oakland Center, Alaska 503, level 360.
Alaska 503, Oakland Center. Roger, good morning. Delta 2705, contact Oakland Center 132.905 for hire.
Oakland Center 132.905, Delta 2705.
Denver ground, United 1114, ready for taxi.
United 1114, Denver ground, runway 25, taxi via Gulf.
Runway 25, taxi via Gulf.
United 1120, correction, United 1114, just for my confirmation, call sign with the runway instruction, runway 25, taxi via Gulf. Try to get people into
Taxi
this
to
habit.
runway 25 via Gulf.
Okay, Roger, I need your call sign with the readback too, with the runway. Just to confirm, runway 25, taxi via Gulf for United 1114.
Taxi runway 25 via Gulf, United 1114. My bad.
Thanks. Trying to get people into the habit of that. Runway assignments, read back your call sign.
Oakland Center, good morning. Delta 2705 is 15,400 climbing fly level 190.
Delta 2705, Oakland Center, Roger. Climb and maintain flight level 370.
Fly level 370, Delta 2705.
Have I controlled Delta 213 before? Yeah, Nico? Yep. Yeah, Nico's, I'm trying to time it right where it's like I have
Phoenix clearance, FedEx 1777 Heavy, IFR to Amarillo with Sierra, please.
Where I have a VATSIM night where those guys can fly in, Delta 213 and also AvGeek as well, Derek Vento. Their streams are hilarious. FedEx 1777 Heavy Phoenix clearance. Good morning. Cleared to Amarillo Airport. Foothills 5 departure, then as filed. Climb via the SID. Departure frequency 119.2. Squawk 3756.
Cleared to the Amarillo Airport. Foothills 5 departure, then is filed. Climb via the SID. Departure frequency 119.2. Squawk 3756. FedEx 1777 Heavy.
FedEx 1777 Heavy, read back, correct. Dan is Danny Boss. Hey, thanks for the sub. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Welcome to the frequency. Appreciate the support. All right, so this guy just filed an endpoint here. No departure procedure. So let's try to figure out. I think Alder is on the. Might be Seattle 6 departure. No, it's not on that. Well, maybe it's. I can't remember which one this is. Plot this real quick. Anyone's guess what Seattle's doing right now? Pretty much a wind directly out of the east, so they could be north, they could be south. I'm not really sure. Looks like they're south. I mean, I suppose the fix works. We just do the Seattle 6 departure. Okay, so it is on this departure here. This is a northbound departure, though. So yeah, let's do Seattle 6. Seen a few A319s already since the Tollus release. No, I actually haven't. I haven't seen too many people flying the 319. I think, actually, let me correct myself. There was one guy yesterday that tried to come out of Fresno with it, filed a sim brief route. It was totally incorrect for his aircraft type. Had to get a full route clearance, and he ended up crashing the plane with Marcus, I believe, at some point during the, I think it was the 12 to 1, or maybe the 1 to 2 hour yesterday on the recordings. So that didn't go so well. That's the only person I think that I've seen file with the 319. That was one of our struggle bus riders yesterday. So yeah, I haven't seen too much of the 319 yet. Not really too sure about that. We can't actually use that departure right now, flaps up, gear up, because that's a northbound departure and Seattle's actually departing south. So that's actually not going to work. What we can do is pretty much just the Seattle 6 departure with vectors to that waypoint, but that departure is strictly a northbound departure, so that's definitely not going to work. And honestly, like, I just don't know what else to assign you. Pretty much Seattle 6 would probably be the best thing. figure out what I did with my cell phone here too. I'm trying to pay attention to emails because of Keith's status here. So. So just waiting on a couple more departures. We've got a healthy list here, it looks like. Thanks for the follow, appreciate it, Sendero. Also, I think I missed someone else here. Oh, Proc, also welcome to the frequency. Thanks for the follows, guys, appreciate it.
Denver Tower, United 114, ready for takeoff, runway 25.
At 11:14, Denver Tower, wind calm, runway 25, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff.
At 11:14 again, read back runway assignment, please, with the call sign, runway 25, cleared for takeoff for my confirmation.
Takeoff, runway 25.
So it's like we're either getting the call sign cleared for takeoff or we're omitting the runway. It's like, gotta break that habit. We definitely gotta break that habit. It's gotta be call sign, it's explicitly the runway too. We need all that stuff in the read back. And see, this is what I'm talking about too. It's like, I know I've talked to you guys on the VATSIM streams before. VATSIM pilots are way more, in my opinion, attuned to this type of phraseology. They're used to having to read that stuff back than pilots on PilotEdge. PilotEdge pilots seem to be a little bit more kind of trying to learn the ropes with the phraseology aspect of things. It's not as smooth. It's a lot more rough around the edges, communications wise, with a lot of our pilots on here. Right, ready for takeoff too is kind of silly. It's just like, I mean, again, it's not the end of the world, but still.
Seattle clearance, Horizon 2475 IFR to Sonoma.
Horizon Air 2475, Seattle clearance. Good morning, clear to Sonoma Airport. Seattle 6 departure vectors to Alder, then as filed. Maintain 3000, squawk 1724.
Clear to Sonoma, Seattle 6 vectors, Boulder, then is filed 3000 and 1724, Horizon 2475.
Horizon Air 2475, read back, correct? Looks like we lost Delta. Delta 2705, radar contact lost. Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Casper Ground,
Ken,
United
we
1399
can't
at the terminal,
simulate
ready to
every
taxi.
aspect. There's just no way we can simulate every single aspect of it, especially, we've all agreed upon, basically, like, we've had discussions on the back end, we've all agreed upon, we'll just have the pilots on PilotEdge give us a call ready to go when they're ready to go at the runway. So, I mean, yeah, in reality, a lot of these Class Bravos, they're going to have instructions to monitor the tower. There might be a sign that says, hey, monitor the tower at this point on frequency whatever. Especially like the larger airports, you're gonna find more of that, and then the tower's just gonna give you a call and say, hey, so and so runway 21 cleared for takeoff. United 1399 heavy, Casper ground runway 21 taxi via Alpha, cross runway 26 at taxiway Alpha.
Alright, Roger, 1399 will taxi to 21 via Alpha. We'll cross 26 at Alpha for 1399 heavy.
United 1114 contact Denver departure.
Denver departure for United 1114.
I'm going to keep the coast track up on Delta just to see if he comes back. Maybe it was a internet issue or something.
Denver departure, United 1114 with you.
That's not a good check-in at all. United 1114, Denver departure, roger. Say altitude passing for mode C verification. And I'm also concerned about his ground speed too. That's not good.
Passing 7,000 for 10,000, United 1114.
Okay, United 1114, roger. What indicated speed are you doing right now on the climb? It's definitely not good. United 1114, it looks like you're much faster than 250 indicated. That's an FAR. You need to be 250 knots or less below 10,000. So not faster than that, below 10,000. Just be advised of that. Climb and maintain flight level 210. And since you're speeding up now at this point, just you can continue to climb at that speed. But for future reference, you need to be slower than 250 below 10. Or 250 or less below 10, I should say. Yeah, that's pretty clear. I'm also very concerned about the communications right now too. United 1114, verify you copied.
Say again. Say the altitude again.
United 1114, climb and maintain flight level 210.
Climb maintain level 210. United 1114.
1114. I also just want to make sure that you're aware of the problem there too. We need to be 250 knots or less below 10,000.
Yes, I'm aware. United 1114.
Okay. Yeah, it's a 757-200. Okay, it doesn't look like Delta's coming back to us, so we lost him. I seem to have the most luck of any PilotEdge controller of people experiencing sim crashes during their flights. Seriously. It's amazing how many people will start a flight and then not finish it. Or at least I seem to notice it a ton. So, his ground speed was 380 at one point at like 7,800. So you can definitely tell like immediately that that's definitely faster than 250. Hey, what's up, Tony? How's it going? Good morning. When they just ignore it too, Goldie. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So, yeah, the last thing I really want right now is a repeat of some of the problems that we were dealing with yesterday. That was not fun at all. Like honestly, and I mean when you're facing a full 8-hour day of work too, when you're starting out shifts like that, that was definitely not okay. Yeah, the mid part of the day, especially in the West, it was just very difficult with people. A lot of babysitting, as I like to refer to it, just a pure babysitting job. So I can't even begin to tell you how many deviation reports I had to write, and then Marcus too. Marcus he took over for me after 2, and he had the same issue. So it was like 4 hours of pure just babysitting. So. And I say that term like with the utmost respect. I mean, you guys understand, I hope, what we mean by that. Like it was just like you had to watch people like a hawk. So it's like I couldn't trust anybody to do anything. I had to make sure that like every step of the way they were doing something that I had asked.
Casper Tower, United 1399 Heavy, short of runway 21 at Alpha 7, ready for departure.
I did a 1399 Heavy, Casper Tower, runway 21, cleared for takeoff, wind 200 at 22.
Clear for takeoff, runway 21, United 1399 Heavy.
United 1114, contact Denver Center 127.02. United 1114, contact Denver Center 127.02.
Denver Center 127.02. for United 114.
Yeah, exactly, Ruben. I was talking about that on stream last night for a while too. Honestly, I think it's more of a problem here with people in the U.S. Honestly, and I think it's just the culture that we're in. I tend to notice that it doesn't seem to be as much of a problem overseas. Like I've watched a lot of people fly on VATSIM in Europe, and it doesn't seem
Denver
to be
Center, United
remotely as much
114
of
with
a
you.
problem.
At 19,000, climb to 2100.
United 1114 Denver Center, Roger. Yeah, always need the altitude, and again, that's flight levels above 180. So just confirm that your altitude leaving. I show flight level 197. Climb and maintain. Flight level 340. And 1114 still didn't receive the readback. Just verify climb and maintain. Flight level 340. Verify altitude leaving again.
Flight level 200, climbing for flight level 340, United 1114.
At 1114, Roger. Yeah, and that's another big problem on here too, that I don't see this problem so much on VATSIM, is people confusing. They use like thousands of feet when they should be using flight level terminology, and people use flight level terminology when they should be referring to thousands of feet. It's amazing how often I see that on here. It's like I do not experience that level of problem so much on VATSIM as I do on here. It's always 180 and above here. It's flight levels. It's going to be thousands of feet below that. It seems to trip up a lot of people for some reason. And I mean, it's not foreign pilots either. Like I can understand it with foreign pilots more so, but it's more or less it's actually Americans that I noticed that problem with. United 1399 heavy, contact Casper departure.
Over to departure 1399 heavy. Casper departure United 1399 heavy is with you 9,100 for 14,000.
United 1399 heavy, Casper departure, radar contact. This is going to be the quickest frequency change ever. Should have just gone directly to Denver Center. United 1399 heavy, climb and maintain flight level 230, contact Denver Center 133.67.
230 and 3367 for 1399 heavy.
Thanks for the follow, appreciate it, St. Wolfric, welcome. I am also with you, yeah. Or I should say, I'm not with you, but I'm here on the radio. Yeah, I have a with you counter here too, but
Center
nobody
United
really
1399 heavy with you 12,700 for level 230.
United 1399 Denver Center, Roger. Climb and maintain flight level 320.
Up to level 320, thanks to 1399 heavy.
I can stop referring to him as heavy as soon as we hit the center environment, so if you guys are wondering why I'm intermittently using the phraseology, it's because I only really need to do it in the terminal environment. Alaska 503, contact Oakland Center 132.905.
Push on to Delta.
Something I blocked, Chili.
132.95, Alaska 503.
FedEx 1777 heavy, Phoenix ground pushback approved onto Delta, expect runway 7 left for departure.
Pushback Delta approved, and we'll expect runway 7 left for departure. Thanks, FedEx 1777 heavy.
Hey, what's up, John Fly? How's it going?
Oakland Center, Alaska 503, flight level 360.
Alaska 503, Oakland Center, Roger. What am I using as a transmit button, Maverick? I have a foot pedal underneath on the right-hand side of my computer, and then I've also got a push-to-talk switch as well, which is on my headset. So I can use either or intermittently, and I switch between them. So just depending on how I'm sitting. Yeah, so I have a foot switch that's underneath. It's just a Delcom foot pedal, which sits on the ground. It's both of them are simulating the F24 key, so it doesn't lock my keyboard up. If you guys that control on VATSIM and stuff, if you use a push-to-talk key that's on your keyboard, it locks up your keyboard from being able to use it for anything else. So, and I like to type and talk at the same time, which you can do in reality on actual scopes as well. So, I hate having the keyboard locked up if I'm holding down the transmit key. So, especially like if I need to like change a routing or something, and I'm sitting there making changes as I'm talking, it's a lot nicer just to have it emulating a virtual key. Who was it that assigned an indicated airspeed limit for separation to a bizjet at flight level 400 or thereabouts? I don't know. Shituk was mad at that. I have no idea. I didn't even know that happened. Yeah, I actually have no clue who did that. Not sure about that at all. That might have been somebody down in ZLA. Boyd PE, no, I do not. I studied this for a profession, but was not able to get into the FAA. So that's a long story in itself, too. You can kind of read the About Me section underneath on the panels just to kind of learn a little bit about my background. I'm cheap. I use rudder pedals. Hey, whatever works. Yeah, the foot pedal was a little pricey. I dropped about $80 on this one. It's the heavy metal one too. Delcom makes a couple of them. I used to have I actually still do. I have a cheap plastic one, which I don't think I'm really going to have a use for anymore. So if anybody wants that, I guess just let me know. That's a little bit cheaper. I think that cost me like closer to like $40. This one cost me like $80 after shipping. So, but I do like this one a lot better because it sits on the ground firmly. Like I need to do something about my pedals for American Truck Sim because they just slide around all over the floor, and I need to like put some Velcro underneath those because that is super annoying. Like when it slips and you're like sitting there and you have to slam on the brake and you can't find the brake and you accidentally hit the gas. That's the worst thing ever. So I got to do something about that with my pedals for my T150. Yeah, yeah, I'm not sure, Tim. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, you're not supposed to be assigning speeds. I think it's to aircraft. What is it above like flight level 3? I can't even remember the altitude now. Is it like 360 or something? I'll have to look on the 7110. I know we're not supposed to be like giving speed restrictions, indicated speeds. I think even Mach number or something too. There's like a certain limitation that you shouldn't go below. I know it's like 250 knots up to a certain altitude. I'd have to look up the specifics on that one again. Again, that's not a rule that I commonly have to apply on here, so that's stuff that I'm generally gonna tend to forget. Can I email you a link? Yeah, I can get you a link to that. Hang on. See if I can find it.
Seattle ground horizon 2475. Just push with India taxi FR.
Horizon Air 2475, ground runway 16 left, taxi via Bravo Charlie.
16 left, Bravo Charlie, horizon 2475.
390 and above, you have to advise them if unable. That's right. Okay, so you can assign a speed, but just advise if unable. I appreciate that. Thanks. Thanks, ATC Pete. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's not one that I've commonly had to worry about. So. Yeah, I'll pull it up here in a second. They make two different cables. They have or two different versions. One's a 2-meter cable and one's a 5-meter cable. I think this company is like based out of Connecticut somewhere too, if I'm not mistaken. The one that I have, I think, is the 2-meter cable. Metal foot switch. Yeah, here it is. I'll just share it with everybody here. So there's the direct link to the actual one. If you buy in bulk, they're cheaper. Of course, I don't know what anyone would have a need for, 10 to 20 of those things for her, but Mach number 3 zeros on above and then indicated below that. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, we just lost somebody else, so second person just dropped off here. That's right. I'll keep the coast track up for a minute. Never know if it's like an internet issue or something sometimes. I was a little concerned. It looked like he was leveling off at flight level 270. I've actually had some issues too, where people are, again, not reporting that they're, not able to maintain a 500 foot per minute climb. That's also another report that we need to be aware of. If you're not able to do it, just let us know, hey, unable 500 foot per minute. Yeah, I did 1399 radar contact lost. Coffee, eggs, and ATC. Yeah, I do want to go cook some eggs actually at some point here. I guess it's really going to depend on whether or not I've got to work the next couple hours or not. If I'm not able to do that, I might just be ordering something. I'm just going to keep the coast track up on United for a couple more minutes here, see if he comes back. Sometimes people do, and it's like, just to remind myself, hey, I got somebody up there. Is it easy to set up? Yeah, dude, it's pretty much just plug and play. It's super easy. How do you take breaks? Today I may not even be afforded that luxury, which is really not fun. But because of the fact that Keith and Peter are without power right now, again, I'm not sure what's going on here this afternoon. I'm supposed to be off in about 20 minutes here, so I guess we'll see. I'm not expecting anybody to be here, but if somebody does show up, that's great. I'll take a 2-hour break. Generally speaking, I usually try to work no more than 2-hour shifts, but I'm not really afforded that luxury in the early parts of the week in the evening. Some of those, like I have to do four straight, sometimes more than that. But I try to limit myself to like 2-hour intervals with shifts as much as possible. I'm actually covering right now for, like today I'm going to be doing a lot of covering for Keith and Peter since they're both pretty much out of service with the power issues. Sky 292, contact Salt Lake approach 135, correction, 128.1.
128.1, 26292.
Phoenix ground FedEx 1777 heavy, west cargo, ready for taxi.
Salt Lake approach, Skyhawk 26292, 11,500.
Number 26292, Salt Lake approach, roger. Maintain VFR, Salt Lake altimeter 3012.
3012, maintaining VFR 26292.
FedEx 1777 heavy, ground runway 7 left, taxi via Delta 4 and Echo 3.
Runway 7 left via Delta 4 Echo 3, FedEx 1777 heavy.
It doesn't look like United's coming back there, so I'm just going to drop track now at this point. Keep an eye on some of this VFR traffic over here. If I wanted to, I could sit here for 8 hours straight. Do I like to do that? Absolutely not. It's yeah, like I said, I try to limit myself. Honestly, ideally, my perfect schedule is no more than 2 hours on at a time. My brain starts to go south after that. And honestly, FAA studies prove that sitting on position for more than 2 hours at a time is actually not good. You're going to start to lapse. Your brain's going to just start to forget little things. In fact, I believe that's like a facility procedure at most major airports to not really be on for more than 2 hours if they can do something about it. I know, like Chicago Approach, for example. Depending on what position you're working, you might not even be on for more than an hour at a time. Sometimes hour and a half. If it's like a final position or something, like if you're working O'Hare finals, like an hour to an hour and a half tops. So, because it really does start to drain on you after that. Your brain starts to lapse. And it happens on here too, honestly. Like I start to, after a couple, 2-3 hours on here, and if it's busy, yeah, I'll start to forget things. So, not to mention it's just, it's refreshing to get a breather in. Even if you're only taking an hour break, it's just nice to get a breather in after every 2 hours or so. Horizon Air 2475, Seattle Tower runway 16 left, cleared for takeoff, wind 080 at 11.
16 left, clear for takeoff, Horizon 2475.
Thought that was Alzheimer's. Okay. Did the Heavy give the ATIS? Actually, I don't know if Chili said he had the weather or not, to be honest with you. Not sure if he called it with push. I suppose we should check with him. I'll figure out what's current there at Tango. FedEx 1777 Heavy. Looks like you've sidestepped over to Echo. Just taxi via Echo now to 7 left, and verify you have the current weather information. Tango should be current.
Yeah, we have the weather, and we'll go Echo. Thanks for FedEx 1777 Heavy.
So yeah, no word from Keith yet. I'm almost wondering if maybe Peter's going to be on to work his 2 in the middle here. So I did tell them late last night after I got off that I would be on today through most of the day. I do have some plans later tonight just to get some content done with streaming. Got a few things I want to work on. Just with the streaming stuff, you try to set aside Thursday nights for that now. But I'm not sure if we're going to be in a position for that tonight and tomorrow.
Phoenix Ground, did you want us to go the full length of Echo FedEx 1777?
FedEx 1777 Heavy, I see that you're moving eastbound on Echo now. You should be westbound. If you can double back onto Delta now, make a left turn, next taxiway, Delta to 7 left. You're heading towards runway 25 right now.
Roger, we'll make the turn on to Delta. Thanks for FedEx 1777.
Chili. You're killing me, bro. Jeez. Horizon Air 2475, contact Seattle departure.
Over departure, Horizon 2475.
Baseball. I'm glad he said something about that. I probably wouldn't have caught that until he was down the other end of the runway. Horizon Air 2475, Seattle departure, radar contact. Climb and maintain 15,000, 15,000.
Climb and maintain 15,000, Horizon 2475.
Horizon Air 2475, proceed direct to Alder.
Direct Alder, Horizon 2475.
Shall I get on and bother you? I need to get back on the network one of these days. I don't care, man. Whatever you want to do. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be on for right now. No one's told me that they're not showing up to work these 2 hours in the middle of the day here, so I guess we'll find out. I'll just keep the stream going for now if I'm not taking the break. I did say that I would be back on at 2 as well, so I think if the traffic maintains at least, well, I'll just keep tabs on it for the next 2 hours. I'll probably get back on and start streaming at 2 if that's 2 o'clock Central Time. If somebody shows up to work these 2 hours, I guess. Okay, so it looks like tentatively they're putting me on 17 for
Phoenix ground. FedEx
next,
1777 is short Delta 1.
FedEx 1777 Heavy, roger. Contact the tower when you're ready to go.
Roger, thanks. FedEx 1777.
So yeah, Mason City High, that's high side for 17. Doesn't look like they have anybody for low, so I might just be working that whole sector, which is okay with me.
2610 Quebec. We're 3.4 nautical miles east of the Amarillo Airport. I'd like to pick up our IFR clearance.
Great, guys. So you're in the middle of the Charlie. These guys, this is a flight school here. I actually don't even think they have the correct call sign here. Was it? Just confirm the call sign calling Amarillo approach. Who was that again?
Cessna 6210 Quebec.
6210 Quebec, all right. Remember, 6210 Quebec, roger, squawk 2421. Pretty sure these guys are in the middle of the Charlie, too. I hate when they do this, honestly. Because, I mean, we have somebody flying in there right now, you know? Come on now, guys. Yeah, right in the middle of the Charlie. That's great.
Phoenix Tower Delta 1777 Heavy, short of 7 left at Delta 1. Ready for departure.
FedEx 1777 Heavy, Phoenix Tower, runway 7 left, cleared for takeoff, wind 090 at 8.
7 left, clear for takeoff, FedEx 1777 Heavy.
Remember, 6210 Quebec, radar contact 5 miles south of Amarillo, altitude indicates 6,000. Say intentions when able.
6210 Quebec, like to RNAV, GPS, Yankee, runway 4 approach.
Yeah, 10 Quebec, roger. Are you looking to fly that IFR?
Affirmative, direct rod key.
It's like guys couldn't have called me on the ground with this request, huh? So I've got to rush through and try to figure out what these guys want to do here since they're in the air already. So I don't like when the flight schools do this, honestly. This is a flight school, too. There's rod key. All right. Number 6210 Quebec, roger. Clear to Amarillo Airport via present position, direct to Rotkey. Expect the RNAV Yankee, runway 4 approach, maintain 6,000.
Quebec, clear to Amarillo Airport, direct Rotkey 6,000.
Remember 10 Quebec, read back, correct? Yeah, they really should not be doing that too. They should be calling us on the ground with those types of requests before they actually take off. Generally speaking, John Fly, I let them just go with that, and then I'll send in a deviation report. So, because Keith will regularly talk to these guys on the phone. Honestly, this is like not the first time that that issue has occurred. So I usually just fill out a deviation report and send it in, and he'll usually talk to them. So Horizon Air 2475, contact Seattle Center 125.1. Didn't mean to let him level. That's my bad.
.1 Horizon 2475.
FedEx 1777 Heavy, contact departure.
Departure, FedEx 1777 Heavy.
Yeah, John Fly, they will always, like, usually they don't start in the middle of the Charlie. They'll start
Phoenix
like
departure,
15
FedEx
miles away from Amarillo
1777
somewhere.
Heavy, leaving 2700, climbing 10,000.
The first time I've actually seen them do that, where they've started up
Seattle Center
in the
Horizon
Charlie.
2475, 15,000.
Horizon Air 2475, Seattle Center, climb and maintain flight level 230.
Climb maintain 230, Horizon 2475.
FedEx 1777 Heavy, Phoenix departure, radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 210.
Climb and maintain flight level 210, FedEx 1777 Heavy.
Cessna 10 Quebec, cross Rodkey at 6,000, cleared RNAV Yankee, runway 4 approach.
Quebec, cross Rocky at 6,000, cleared runway Yankee, runway 4.
10 Quebec, just for my confirmation, confirm cleared RNAV Yankee, runway 4 approach.
Cleared RNAV Yankee, runway 4 for 6210 Quebec.
See you later, Goldsy. Take care. Bulldog, no, there's no Midwestern coverage. It's just it's pretty much just Albuquerque, Denver, Salt Lake, and West. So, I mean, the only part of the Midwest I guess you can count as anything just that's within those facilities that's slightly to the east of the Rockies. And there are no future plans to expand that, at least not right now. So maybe way in the future, but right now this is pretty much it. There's still I think 4 more airports that are supposed to open too in Montana. That's like the last part of the expansion that we're planning right now. Well, it kind of sucks that we lost like 2 of our flights. So the guy landing Salt Lake, actually 2 people going to Salt Lake, we completely lost shortly after departure. FedEx 1777 Heavy, contact Albuquerque Center 134.32 for hire.
13432, FedEx 1777.
NorCal approach, Cherokee 64 Tango Zulu.
Number 64 Tango Zulu, NorCal approach. Cold call.
Yes, sir. 64 Tango Zulu is on the ground at Concord, Buchanan Field, Kilo,
Center,
Charlie,
FedEx
Romeo. We weren't sure who to contact to pick up our IFR clearance
flight
down
level
to retail
155, climbing 210.
FedEx 1777 Albuquerque Center, climb and maintain flight level 350.
Climb and maintain flight level 350, FedEx 1777.
November 64 Tango Zulu, you can stay on this frequency, clearance on request, standby. So an up-down between 2 airports we don't provide top-down coverage to. I always love these. Because honestly, I have no idea if the routes are actually acceptable for NorCal. I'm just going to have to go with it because I don't have any traffic that's operating here. So there's really, just make sure the MEAs or everything else, MVA is cleared. Looks okay to me, so I guess that'll be that. We have very little procedural information if it comes to any airport outside of any of the airports that we provide top-down coverage to. So believe me, it's just as frustrating for me because we don't have that level of information. And honestly, for us to be expected to remember all of that for the size of this coverage area is just like, it's too much. So remember, 6-4 Tango Zulu, clearance available, advised, ready to copy.
4 Tango Zulu is ready to copy.
4 Tango Zulu cleared from the Concord Airport to the Hillview Airport, as filed, maintained 7,000. Departure frequency 125.35, squawk 3410, hold for release.
6-4 Tango Zulu is cleared to the Reed Hillview Airport as filed. Climbing maintained 7,000. Departure on 125.35. Transponder code is 3410, and we'll hold for release. 6-4 Tango Zulu.
Remember, 6-4 Tango Zulu, read back correct. How soon until you're ready?
We need just about 5 minutes. We'll be ready to go for 4 Tango Zulu.
4 Tango Zulu, roger. Time is 1800 and 1/2. Clearance void if not off by 1810. If not off by 1810, advise NorCal departure not later than 1815 of intentions. Released for departure.
4 Tango Zulu is released for departure. If we're not off by 1810, we'll contact NorCal and let you know. 4 Tango Zulu.
4 Tango Zulu, roger. Read back correct. Okay, looks like Keith is actually back, so that's good. He's up right now. Alaska 503, contact Seattle Center 135.15.
3515, Alaska 503.
Hey, what's going on, Keith?
Hey there.
So power's back.
My power is back.
Seattle Center, Alaska 503, 360.
Alaska 503, Seattle Center, roger.
Oh, man.
Are you planning on streaming at all?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Just checking now. All right. Apparently, I had a phone call scheduled for now. Let me just tell this guy I can't make the call. 1 second.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to, I'm okay sitting on for a while, so just let me know.
Actually, I may take you up on that. Can you do that for like a half hour or so?
Yeah, that's no problem.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Okay. Yep. Just let me know when you're ready.
All right. Thanks.
Okay. So bonus time, another half hour. No, the beep is just that's a text that was coming up, so or a chat message. I just have that set up for my chat notification. So hang on, let me turn this off. So no, it's not a hot mic. It's just a notification I have set up for chat messages, so I don't miss them. Because I think that the tone that they use by default on VRC is actually kind of crappy. It's not like noticeable enough. So. And right now I've got to use text communications for the most part because our TeamSpeak server that we use to coordinate is down with some of the backend stuff going down last night with the power outage. So Cessna 10 Quebec, how will this approach terminate?
Approach will terminate with a missed approach for 610 Quebec.
Cessna 10 Quebec, roger. Contact Amarillo Tower 118.3.
Contact Amarillo Tower 118.3 for 610 Quebec.
Sky 2902, contact Seattle Center. I'm sorry, correction, Salt Lake Center 125.57, 2557.
125.75 26202.
Sky 292 125.57, 2557.
125.57, 26292.
Emerald Tower 610 Quebec. RNAV Yankee runway 4.
November 6210 Quebec, Amarillo Tower, runway 4, clear to low approach, report going missed. I show the surface wind 190 at 20, gust 25. They're probably using their own weather.
10 Quebec, cleared for RNAV Yankee runway 4 approach, low approach, report going
Salt Lake
missed.
Center, 26292, 11500.
November 26292 Salt Lake Center, roger, maintain VFR, Provo, altimeter 3013.
3013, maintaining VFR, 26292.
United 1114, contact Albuquerque Center 134.6.
134.6 for United 114.
So yeah, I guess Keith has a phone call, so yeah, we'll just gonna work for a little bit since that'll help him out at least. So I'm sure it's probably something that's excuse me, kind of important.
Albuquerque Center with you at flight level 340, United 114.
At 1114 Albuquerque Center, roger. So right now we're just kind of monitoring a lot of overflights. That's really about it. Oh, these guys disconnected on us too, huh? So it's also like typical too for these guys to like hit a certain point on the approach and they just disconnect. I don't know. Like the flight schools are kind of strange. They don't ever really fully follow through with completing flights that you would normally expect. But I mean, I'm sure some of those students are probably paying by the hour for time too in the sim, so that's probably part of the concern or part of the reason. So I don't know. Guess we'll see if they come back to us. But Chili was asking about that before. They're like, does anybody actually fly to Amarillo? He's like, I think I'm going to fly to Amarillo tomorrow. I was like, the only people that really fly out of there is a flight school. That's another one of those airports where it's like we hardly ever see traffic. Casper, Amarillo, those are pretty quiet places where people just tend really not to fly. So. Oh, look at this too. We just lost. Okay, they're back.
Amarillo Tower 10 Quebec going missed.
Number 6210 Quebec, Amarillo Tower, to fly the published missed approach.
Fly published missed approach for 6210 Quebec.
We just lost another guy, United 1114. I'm telling you, like, I'm the king of people, like, having sim crashes when I'm working. It's a miracle. Just happens, like, all the time. Watch, Chili is going to be next here. We're up to 3 so far now. if this guy's sim actually did fail him. Skyek 10 Quebec, contact Amarillo, departure 119.5.
Amarillo, departure 119.5, 10 Quebec. Amarillo, departure 10 Quebec, going public misapproach.
Number 6010 Quebec, Amarillo, departure, roger. Continue to publish mist and say intentions when able.
Two turns and holding 10.
NorCal approach Cherokee 64 Tango Zulu.
Dude, always blink call-ups. Yeah, 10 Quebec, roger. Hold as published at... correction, I'm sorry. Hold as published. It should be, I believe, at Zutka. And time is 1810 and 3/4. Expect further clearance at 1830.
Hold is published at Zutka. Expect further clearance 1830 Zulu.
10 Quebec, read back correct. Breakout November 64 Tango Zulu, NorCal. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. We were just about to depart runway 32 right here at Concord, and we weren't sure if our clearance had voided, so we just want to check back in with you before we go.
4 Tango Zulu, yeah, it was void at 1810, so if you needed the extension to that, it's, again, time 1811 and 1/4, expect, I'm sorry, correction, clearance void if not off by 1815, and if not off by 15, advise not later than 20 after the hour of intentions, released for departure.
4 Tango Zulu, thank you very much. We're released for departure, and we're on the roll.
4 Tango Zulu, roger. FedEx 1777, contact Albuquerque Center 134.6.
134.6, FedEx 1777.
United 1114, radar contact lost. Horizon Air 2475, contact Seattle Center 121.4.
Albuquerque Center, FedEx
121.4,
1777,
Horizon
350.
2475.
FedEx 1777, Albuquerque Center, roger. Crash to desktop, crash to desktop. Oh, man,
Seattle Center, Horizon 2475, flight level 230.
Horizon Air 2475, Seattle Center, roger. All right, so 10 Quebec's planning a couple turns and holding. I guess I'm sure they'll have another approach request after that, so just wait to hear back from them. Gonna try to quickly radar identify 4 Tango Zulu, and then, well, the coffee, you can't keep it, you can only rent it, so I'm gonna have to get up and use the little boys' room here for about 45 seconds. I'll try to see if I can step away here briefly as soon as 4 Tango Zulu checks in with us. Alaska 503, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain flight level 240.
Down to 240, my discretion, Alaska 503.
NorCal approach Cherokee 64 Tango Zulu is with you, climbing out of 1,500 for 7,000.
Number 64 Tango Zulu, NorCal departure, ident, Oakland altimeter 3014.
4 Tango Zulu will ident.
Cherokee 4 Tango Zulu, radar contact 4 miles south of Concord, VOR, maintain 7,000.
4 Tango Zulu up to 7,000.
Alright guys, I'm gonna swing out just for a second here, so I'll be right back.
Albuquerque Center, yeah, 142. I think I lost connection with you there for a second.
Oh, really? Perfect timing. United 1114, squawk 5050. Not receiving your previously signed beacon, so reset squawk 5050, please.
Squawk 5050, United 1114.
United 1114, radar contact 20 miles north of Zuni. Altitude indicates flight level 340. Alright guys, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so here we are just back to a lot of monitoring again, just a lot of people en route. John Fly, are we going to do Topgolf in Vegas? Actually, we need to play pool too. We got to find a place to play pool because I think you and I were supposed to be having a game or something, right? Some sort of a standing challenge there, if I'm not mistaken. Over a beer. So I guess that means I'll have to. Well, no, I'm probably not going to bring my.
Early departure 610 Quebec.
Not worth it.
Entered and hold.
Cessna 10 Quebec, Roger. I'll be there Thursday. I come in on Wednesday night, actually. Yeah, I get in Wednesday night. Probably, I think it's like around 9:15 p.m. or something. Yeah, Topgolf sounds good. I had a good time doing that in Tampa. That was fun. Of course, I nearly broke my elbow a few weeks ago, so I'm still kind of letting that heal up. I'm actually pretty sure I fractured it. That was during a bad fall at pool leagues. So kind of fell back on my elbow pretty bad. So it's still a little tender. Hopefully that's going to be fine by that point. It should be. It's been getting a lot better the last few weeks, but it definitely, like, if I put pressure or weight on it the wrong way, it does not feel good. I haven't even tried to like swing anything since I did that, so I'm actually not even sure how well I'd be able to swing a club right now. I'm sure I'll be fine by summer, but yeah, I bet you anything, if I were to go have this x-rayed, it's probably fractured. Yeah, I was told by a couple people I had look at it, it's probably going to take about 6 or 7 weeks. So, And it's a little bit like sore if I fully extend it. I mean, I have full range of motion, which is good, but you can definitely tell something went out of place. So. I mean, ideally, I guess it might be a good idea. I'm just trying to kind of keep off of it for the most part, so I'm not really overstressing it. And like I said, it's definitely doing a hell of a lot better than it was even as of like 2 weeks ago. So. All right, Tim. Yep, we'll see you later. United 1114, contact Albuquerque Center 134.32.
134.32 for United 1114. Albuquerque Center with you at flight level 340, United 1114.
United 1114, Albuquerque Center, roger.
Seattle Center, Alaska 503, leaving 360.
Alaska 503, roger. St. Wolfric, how's it going?
Seattle Center, Horizon 2475. We need to step away for about 5 minutes.
Horizon Air 2475, roger, approved as requested. Yeah, fractures are difficult, man. I mean, they pretty much just tell you to like keep off of it. That's the best way to, I guess, let it heal. So, again, I had a couple people take a look at it after the fall, and they're like, "Yeah, you definitely did something to it." The first like 2 weeks, it was really bad. It was all bruised up and stuff. That since has gone completely away, which is good. So, but yeah, I mean, definitely just like moving like the elbow cap even the wrong way, just it kind of aches a little bit. So I definitely did something. It may have even dislocated like the cap or something a little bit too. I actually have no idea. It was a really bad fall. It fell over on my right arm. United 1114, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain flight level 240.
Descend at pilot's discretion, maintain flight level 240, United 1114.
I need to slow down a little bit with the speech rate. Not a speed talking contest.
Emerald approach 61 Quebec. Request vectors for the ILS runway 4 approach.
Cessna 10 Quebec, roger. Fly heading 180, vectors ILS runway 4, final approach course, and maintain. Actually, correction. Climb and maintain 6,000 for now.
One 180s for 6,000. 161 back.
Alaska 503, contact Seattle Center 121.4.
121.4, Alaska 503. Seattle Center, Alaska 503, descending through 286 for 240.
Alaska 503, Seattle Center, roger. Descend via the Timbers to arrival, runway 10 right transition, Portland altimeter 2971.
Descend via the Timbers 2, runway 10 transition, and can you repeat the altimeter 2971, Alaska 503?
Alaska 503, affirm 2971.
Thank you.
Also, to let us know when you guys are leaving in altitude too. Alaska 503 did that. United 1114 did not. So it's, even if you're given a pilot's discretion descent, you need to let us know when you're leaving that altitude. Triple Seven Bob, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to the frequency. I'm ready for a break now. 2.5 hours in, I'm good. Well, hopefully Keith should be on here in a couple minutes. I'm not definitely going to be having as much of a break as I did before, but that's okay. So I should be back on at 2. That's the plan as of now. And I'm not sure how long I'm going to run that stream for, but I guess we'll just see how the traffic is. So sometimes it's like it picks up a little bit in the morning and then it kind of dies off again in the afternoon. It just totally depends. The West is it's unpredictable, really. Cessna 10 Quebec, turn right heading 220.
for 610 Quebec.
United 1114, contact Albuquerque Center 128.45.
128.45 for United 114.
Phoenix is still east, so figure out what that descent is.
Albuquerque Center with you at flight level 267, descending to flight level 240, United 1114.
United 1114, Center Roger. Descend via the Eagle 6 arrival, landing Phoenix landing east, so runway 26 transition for now. Correction, I'm sorry, that's the runway 8 transition. Phoenix altimeter is 3001. My bad. I'm so used to Phoenix being west, honestly.
Via the arrival, United 1114.
1114, Roger. Confirm the transition to. It's going to be landing east, so expect runway 8. Take the runway 8 transition for now. 1114, I can't hear you. You're too far away from the mic now.
Take the runway 8 transition, United 1114.
At 1114, Roger. Read back, correct. Yeah, I would also like to do the same thing, Jackal, like for broadcasting. That would be great. And then I would still use my headset, like for the frequency itself, but just to use that for like the actual broadcasting would be good. Horizon Air 2475, Roger. I know. I think the one that Val has and the one that Chili has, I think they're like the same. If I'm not mistaken, they're I want to say they're like 150 to $200 or something. Yeah, a mixer too would also be nice. I have a lot to learn about using that stuff. That's for sure. Something in the future, maybe. Yeah, I'm actually kind of impressed too, John Fly. I mean, both Marcus and I, we use the same exact headset. It's the H31 Star set, and it's just through the Plantronics stuff. It's nothing. There's nothing like super special about it by any means. It's I don't even have noise cancellation on this microphone. This is just a typical controller dispatch headset, and I'm kind of impressed with how smooth it sounds too for the type of microphone it is. Again, nothing special. There's no noise cancellation on it at all. Wish we could see the scope on Marcus's stream. Are you talking about like what his computer?
Approach Cherokee
Excuse me, what his
Tango
computer setup
Zulu.
looks like? 4 Tango Zulu, Roger. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. We'd like to request the RNAV GPS runway 13 left approach, please.
4 Tango Zulu, Roger. I have your request. It's like this guy knows we're here. This is the third blank call that I've received from him, and honestly, that's kind of overkill. It's like, you know we're here, dude. Like, I'm definitely here. You hear me talking to other planes, you can just go ahead with your request. Just let us know. Marcus will argue the same thing too. It's like if you've been talking to us within the last 3 minutes, more than likely we're here. We haven't just disappeared. So again, the blank call up is a little bit of an overkill in that situation right there. Oh, the resolution. Well, I mean, I think part of his issue too is also his internet's being throttled or something. Like I know that he has a lot of frame drops. Like last night too, even the hour that he worked, his frame drops were horrendous. They were like 45 to 50%, and like it was really bad. And it's like, man, I just hope wherever I end up moving that I don't have problems like that. Honestly, I'm super pleased with the internet that I have at this place. I wish I could continue to stay here, but I'm probably going to be moving at some point in the summer. So, and I just can only hope that my internet's going to be comparable to this wherever I end up going. Okay, and yeah, the other thing with Marcus's stream too, he's got the scope. It's scaled out more. Like what I've done is I've actually zoomed in tremendously on the
What was
scope.
the ATIS frequency you had at 1114?
1114. You can find that on an AFD. I'll have to look it up here for you. Stand by. Asking for the ATIS frequency.
And departure, just so you know, they're not called AFDs anymore.
Really? Since when is that? Yeah, 1114. The correction, the ATIS frequency. Stand by. I'm still looking for it. Why is it not showing up here at all? 25 to ground tower approach departure clearance.
Check your chart supplement.
Yeah, 1114. It should be 127.57. Dude, really, are you going to be calling me out on frequency right now, flight school?
Okay, I'm getting it now. Thank you. 9114.
At 10 Quebec, I was not aware that they changed the name of that. Thanks for the information, I guess. But also, I don't appreciate you calling me out on a live stream either. That's not cool. Like, seriously. I've had problems with this flight school on numerous occasions. So that's something else I'm going to have to talk to Keith about right there. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I had no idea it was not called an AFD anymore. Since when did they change it from an AFD? Yeah, that was like not cool at all. Seriously, I've had the same group has done the same thing to me before, and they've done it on a live stream before too. So that's really nice. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. It's like I mean, dude, I'm a controller. It's like, how am I supposed to know everything when it comes to flight? Seriously, dude. You know, I don't know everything from a pilot side. So I know what I need to know when it comes to ATC, but seriously, like, okay, thanks a lot, dude. I appreciate that. It's like, you know, do you expect me to have everything memorized here frequency-wise? I've got to go look it up here. So, you know, it's like, sorry, I don't have all the ATIS frequencies committed to memory here. Like, yeah, that was actually, like, Okay, thanks guys, appreciate it. You know, says the
And
pilot
approach
that booted
Cherokee
up in the middle of the class
Tango
earlier.
Zulu, requesting the approach for runway 13 left.
4 Tango Zulu, I'm sorry, say again?
Yes, sir. We're currently at the Deco intersection, initial approach fix for runway 13 left, just looking for approach clearance.
Okay, I didn't realize that he was right on top of that. Again, this is also, again, I don't work traffic into this airport, so 4 Tango Zulu, okay, roger. Cleared RNAV, runway 13 left approach.
Cleared for the RNAV 13 left approach, 64 Tango Zulu, thank you.
Yeah, sorry for the late call on that there. It's just a lack of familiarity with that particular airport since we don't provide full top-down coverage there.
Absolutely, no problem. It's a good training experience for me too, so appreciate it. 4 Tango Zulu.
FedEx 1777, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain flight level 240.
Descend pilot's discretion 240, FedEx 1777.
Cessna 10 Quebec, turn right, heading 320.
Heading 320, 610 Quebec.
Alaska 503, contact Portland approach 118.42. See, I'm starting to forget about people here too. This is just because I've been on for 2.5 hours and my brain's starting to kind of fall apart. I'm already kind of getting tired. So, like, yeah, it's like after 2 hours or so, seriously, man, I'll start to forget about people. I'll start to forget little things here and there. It's like this was a late switch here to Portland, that's for sure. Late approach clearance down here. That's nature of the beast. Still waiting to hear from Keith. I have no idea. I guess this phone call is running a lot longer
Portland
than we
approach,
anticipated.
Alaska 503, descending 8,700, Timbers 2 with Quebec.
Alaska 503, Portland approach, roger. Expect ILS runway 10 right approach.
Expect 10 right, ILS approach, Alaska 503.
Cherokee 4 Tango Zulu, contact, change to my frequency on 121.3. You've been cleared for the approach. I don't need them to contact.
Your frequency on 121.3, 4 Tango Zulu. Cherokee 64 Tango Zulu is with you on 121.3.
Cherokee 4 Tango Zulu, roger. And just for my confirmation, verify you have the Reed Hillview weather.
Affirmative for 4 Tango Zulu.
Thanks. Okay. Cessna 10 Quebec is 10 miles from the final approach fix, turn right, heading 010, maintain 6,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared ILS runway 4 approach. I know I turned him out way far. That's also my fault too. I should not have vectored him out that far.
Maintain 6,000, cleared.
It's kind of ridiculous for us. That's
runway 4 approach, 6010 Quebec.
Kind of ridiculous for me to put him out that far, but hey, I don't know. Looks like Keith is back here.
AJ, you hearing me okay?
Yeah, sorry, I had to mute this for a little bit. You had a hot mic before, so.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, on here it was. Anyways, it might be voice activation.
Salt Lake City, good morning. Delta Charlie, triple Mike.
I'm sorry, calling Salt Lake Center, say again the call sign?
It was Delta Charlie, Mike. We're on the ground at Bear Lake County. Is this the right frequency for the IFR clearance?
Your guess is as good as mine, dude. I don't know what frequency you're on right now. Delta Charlie, Mike. Roger, clearance on request, standby. You can remain on this frequency, that's fine.
Roger, clearance on standby. Delta Charlie, Mike.
United 1114, contact Phoenix approach 128.45.
128.45.
Sorry, Jay, I didn't realize I was on voice activation in this room.
That's okay.
56 down to flight level 140. 1114.
United 1114, contact Phoenix approach 128.65. Still waiting for him to switch over to that. Here we go. Okay, I guess we're not going to read that back though.
Phoenix approach with you at flight level 152 down to flight level 140, United 1114.
Flight level phraseology in the wrong altitudes again. United 1114, Phoenix approach, roger. I need to know that you have the weather information on initial contact. If you can please let me know that you've got that. And flight level phraseology should be 180 and above only. It's going to be thousands of feet below that. So can you confirm the altitude you're leaving?
I'm at flight level 140 right now.
Of course he is.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy here has been a little difficult, so. At 1114, roger. It should be 14,000, thousands of feet below 180. So just check the altitude. I show 14,600 descending.
That is correct. Yeah, 1114.
Right, 1114, roger. Altitude checks, and verify you have the weather at Phoenix when able.
I have information Gulf.
At 1114, roger. Thank you. 10 feet, 15, probably visual approach to 8. United 1114, expect a visual approach runway 8.
Like visual approach on the 8.
God, his mic is terrible. Did Delta Charlie Mike call for his clearance?
Yeah, he did. He just gave us a call.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, start up northwest. Alaska 503 is descending via. Should be turning onto the downwind here shortly, expecting the ILS 10 right at Portland.
Okay.
Horizon Air 2475 is flight level 230 on course.
Okay.
64 Tango Zulu cleared RNAV runway 13 left approach to Reed Hillview. No further instructions given there. You heard United 1114.
I did.
21602 is flight following to Milford. Losing my voice here. FedEx 1777 is descending. Pilot's discretion to 240. I'll switch him to the low side for you.
Okay.
Actually, if I can recall what that frequency is off the top of my head, I think it's 3265. Although I'm not 100% sure about that, actually. Shoot, I can't remember. Low side frequency there, I actually can't recall it. I've got him on 34.6 right now.
2432.
2432, okay. FedEx 1777, contact approach on, I'm sorry, correction, contact Albuquerque Center 124.32.
124.32, FedEx 1777.
6210 Quebec is cleared. ILS runway 4 approach to Amarillo. I'll switch him to tower. Cessna 10 Quebec, contact tower 118.3.
Contact tower 118.3, 10 Quebec.
Clearance, Eagle Flight had a clearance
Albuquerque
earlier
Center,
at...
FedEx 1777, leaving 250 for 240.
Inbound for ILS runway 4.
FedEx 1777, Albuquerque Center, roger. Remember 6210 Quebec, Amarillo Tower, runway 4, clear to land.
Runway 4 clear to land, 6210 Quebec.
Are they running with their own weather?
Yeah, I believe so, because they didn't say anything about it, but I would assume that they are, because they were on a practice approach before, so, or they were on an RNAV approach before to 4.
Okay.
They booted up within the sea and called me out on frequency on a couple things that I wasn't too thrilled about just a few minutes ago. It's like I was referring to some things incorrectly, and also somebody asked me for an ATIS frequency at Phoenix, and I was like, I gotta look that up, and they're like, you guys should like know that.
I see.
That was awesome. Anyways, that's it. Eagle Flight 107 had a clearance at Reno before, but he disconnected. I seen he just came back up here. So you may need to reissue that, and then Southwest 2313 is not called for clearance yet at Albuquerque.
Okay, hang on. His Eagle, that was a little quick. Did Eagle have his clearance or not?
He did before, yes. And I think that should still be okay.
Okay.
That's all I've got.
All right, no questions.
Okay, your control.
Mike, yes.
Gotcha.
Delta Charlie, Mike, cleared to the John Wayne Airport as filed. Departure frequency 132.25, squawk 2037, hold for release.
Delta Charlie, Triple Mike, clear to John Wayne as filed. Departure frequency is 132.25, hold for release. And could you say the squawk again, please?
Delta Charlie, Mike, 2037.
2037, Delta Charlie, Mike.
Delta Charlie, Mike,
So
read
monitor
back,
for a
correct,
couple
tell them
minutes
before you're
here,
ready to
just
go.
make sure I didn't forget anybody.
Delta Charlie, Mike, 1 minute.
Number 4, Tango Zulu, no traffic observed between you and the Reed Hillview Airport. Report cancellation by IFR, missed approach to this frequency, change to advisory frequency approved.
Probably just go right to the final.
4 Tango Zulu, thank you, will do.
Alaska 50 turn right heading 050.
Right 050, Alaska 503.
Alaska 503, descend and maintain 4000.
Down to 4000, Alaska 503.
Yeah, dude, John Fly, I never knew that they changed the name of that. Like, what is that now referred to as? What if it's not an AFD? What is it called? I mean, you know, sorry guys that I had no idea that that had been renamed. But like,
Delta
seriously,
Charlie,
we have
Mike,
chosen a better
released
time to
for
maybe say something about that.
departure. Time now 1846. Clearance void if not off by the top of the hour. If not off by the top of the hour, advise intentions no later than 1915. Change to advisory
Hard
frequency approved.
supplement. Okay, I didn't know that they changed the name
Delta
of that.
Charlie, Mike, release time checks, and yeah, we'll call you if you don't get out.
Tomato, in my opinion on that.
Ask 503, turn right heading 070, John
I guess,
Localizer.
you know, if that's what they're calling it.
Right 070, localizer. Alaska 503.
Albuquerque delivery, Southwest 2313 is at Alpha 9 with Sierra IFR to Amarillo, please.
Southwest 2313, Albuquerque clearance on request, standby.
Alright, let me just get back in touch with Keith here real quick. Still on voice activation, I need to tell him about that.
Ask 503, you flew through the localizer, turn right heading 130 to re-intercept.
Right 130, Alaska 503.
And approach Cherokee 64 Tango Zulu will cancel IFR at this time.
Cherokee 64 Tango Zulu, cancellation received, remain on the present beacon code until you're on the ground, frequency change approved.
4 Tango Zulu, roger.
Keith, monitor complete. Just be advised, you're still on voice activation on here too. I'm getting a double.
Yeah, I have not turned it off.
Okay, gotcha.
I'll go do that.
Okay, I'll see you in a little bit.
Okay, see you.
Alright guys, that's it for me for now. I guess we'll just leave this up. I'm going to be back in a little bit, so I guess we'll just see how the traffic is, whether or not I turn on the stream. It should be somewhere around 2, I guess, so we'll just we'll check on that. Thanks for joining me this morning. I appreciate all the follows and the subscription as well. Thanks for the support, guys, and I'll catch you guys at some point later today. Let me take a look and see. I'm assuming Chili is probably streaming. I guess we can throw you guys over with him. See how his the conclude of his flight turns out here. Yeah, I'll put you guys over with Chili. So shout out to Chili. I guess we can do a raid here over to Chili Willies. Always takes a few seconds here for these to heat up, but yeah, thanks again, guys. I appreciate it. We'll see you guys at some point later today. Peace out.
Man, dude. I'll just release it right now.